And give me just a few minutes here. I'm trying to get my camera fixed here. Always something, right? When you're dealing with technology, man, there's just always something that's not right. So let me see if I can get this to work right now. Oh boy, that's an awful bright image there. So let me see if I can lighten this up a little bit. That's better. All right, let me put this on my stand here and we will begin. All right, so let's get started here and talking about what's going on in the weather. And we tried to do this a minute ago, but for some reason I lost my cursor, but it looks like my cursor's back now, so we should be able to do this. Hopefully there's not, it looks like there could be a syncing issue. You know, when you're using your camera as a webcam, sometimes there's some communication issues. So that's what I'm using right now. So let's get to the graphics and talk about what we're looking at weather-wise. We showed you this a minute ago before I lost my cursor, but the radar is not showing much in the way of precipitation around. And if you walk outside, or I walked outside earlier and I noticed that the bottom layer of the clouds, the ceiling has gone high. So you're not seeing the same the lowness. In order to get precipitation, it has to moisten up, so the ceiling or the bottom layer of the clouds has to get lower in the sky, and you're not seeing that here. So I'm not expecting much in the way of precipitation this evening, but if we kind of zoom down to the south, we can look out of Abilene radar site, and you're not going to notice much down this way either. It looks like there might be some freezing drizzle trying to develop down towards Abilene. So, you know, if that's a sign of things to come, then we could see some drizzle, freezing drizzle, or light sleet try to develop once again later on this evening into the Metroplex. We can look down that way too. And we do notice there are some pretty good sleet showers just east of the Metroplex, east of I-35. In and around Dallas, there could be some areas of freezing drizzle, but as of right now, it doesn't look too bad. If we look off to the northeast, though, I believe there's a pretty good ice storm going on this afternoon and this evening over into Arkansas. And you can see probably quite a bit of sleet, maybe some freezing rain over towards like Little Rock and in those areas. That's where there's an ice storm warning. They're getting hit pretty hard with activity. And like I was saying earlier, this is not going to be a super long Facebook Live. We will do another one after 9 o'clock tonight, and I'll have some question and answers then for you. So we won't do much in the way of questions and answers here for now. But as you look, San Angelo, maybe a little drizzle trying to show up down that way. We can look out of San Antonio. There could be perhaps some little light drizzle trying to develop there. But nonetheless, we're going to see moisture show up across South Texas later tonight in Hill Country. We'll probably see a situation where there's a bit of an increase in some freezing drizzle or drizzle in those areas. And then later on tonight and towards morning, we might see that try to increase just a bit up our way. So I'm thinking that once again in the morning, there could be issues just like this morning. Let's take a look at weather data now. And my computer's making a buzzing noise. If you heard me talk about it yesterday, I talked about how I needed to send it to PC Pros and let them do a little more work on it and get that fan in there to quit buzzing. That fan's buzzing around. So let me change sources. Give me just a few minutes here to get this all up and running. The evening weather data is not out yet. This is still weather data from this afternoon. We're going to look at a couple runs of the HER model. And we might quickly look at another computer model too. But as of right now, this is the one that we're going to look at for now. Let me give me just a second here so I can change the sources out. I'm sure you hear that buzzing in the background. It is so annoying, and I do apologize for that. How's my day? Well, my day has been very, very busy. All right, so let's talk about the weather information. Again, this is the afternoon data. This is from the HER model. There is the next round coming in tomorrow morning, and again, that's primarily some freezing drizzle and some sleet pockets, and it's possible we could see some little thunderstorms again with that too. So just like this morning, sleet could develop and quickly cover the ground, and freezing drizzle could create problems too. Now that should push on through by the afternoon, but look south, you look over to Arkansas and Tennessee, pretty big ice storm over that way. But as we head towards tomorrow night and early on Wednesday, here comes another round coming in from the south. And to me, this looks like a more significant round of ice. And I think by this point in time, this would primarily be freezing rain. You know, we can deal with sleet easier than we can freezing rain. Sleet just creates problems on the roadways. Freezing rain can create problems with the power grid. The good news is it doesn't look like a lot of wind's going to be associated with this event. But it certainly does look like there could be a more significant winter weather event in our area on Wednesday. That is from the HER model. I can show you the NAM computer model. It kind of shows it too. It kind of does a better job. The only thing the difference is with this one is it's going to show it being in here too late in the day. This shows it mostly spreading over the area Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Other computer models are a little bit quicker with it. I probably prefer a quicker solution rather than this. Of course, a lot will depend on temperatures at this time. We're going to be trying to warm up some on Wednesday. But I believe with cloud cover around and precipitation around, it's going to be really difficult to push this Arctic air out of the way. With that said, I do expect this to all come to an end by Thursday, but at least on Wednesday now, it looks like there could be a more significant freezing rain event. And if you look at some of the computer model guidance that shows how much might accumulate, and you have to kind of take this with a grain of salt, it does show a quarter inch or better into North Texas, with Central Texas getting more than that. Of course, this remains to be seen. The GFS kind of shows that too. The afternoon run of it kind of shows quarter inch. So it certainly is possible that we could see a more significant, and you start getting ice amounts above a quarter of an inch, then you start weighting down the tree limbs and the power lines some, so that could create some power outages. So we may have to be more concerned with that on Wednesday if that happens. But at least there's no wind, so it doesn't look too bad, but still that could create more issues. So as far as tonight and into morning, again, freezing drizzle with some sleet again by morning. Travel will remain difficult. What little ice we had out there on the roadways that did melt this afternoon is refreezing now because you don't have the UV lights coming in, the UV light coming in from the sun anymore. So you don't have that solar radiation, so it's not melting the little pebbles we saw on the ground. It wasn't much. It didn't take much to melt that, but that's going to create slickness tonight. And then you have issues with another round of sleet coming in tomorrow, and then the freezing rain, potential ice storm on Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday. So that's something that we'll be keeping an eye on. So I told you this was not going to be a very long Facebook Live update. We will do a better job of answering questions coming up tonight on my Facebook Live stream after 9:30. So hopefully we'll be able to do some more with it then. But in the meantime, I'm going to go home and get myself a bite to eat. And yeah, there could be some thundersleet around in the morning, Nancy. And Ben wants to know why is wind bad? Well, because if you have something that's weighted down and the wind blows, it just causes that stuff to sway, and it's heavy, and it just weights it down, and you start seeing limbs break a lot. So. All right, so once again, I do appreciate y'all joining my stream here. We will have another update coming up sometime between about 9 and 9:30 with the evening weather data. We'll go over it. If I can get my what's called collab camera or my guest camera stuff to working on my platform here, we'll try to have a update then from maybe a storm chaser or two. And again, we'll have the evening weather data, and we'll have a little bit better idea about what might happen on this upcoming Wednesday. So make sure you stay tuned. Be looking for the notifications then. Turn your notifications on, and we'll have an update coming up for you again between 9 and 9:30. Until then, everybody stay dry.